What's up, guys? It is Wraith. I am back. So today we have another Starforged Warhammer 40K product review for you. This time it's going to be on the Cadian Astra Militarum De Gloria Mark III support backpack. I can't believe I got that out. Anyway, I needed a backpack for New York Comic Con, which I'm going to be going to, and I wanted something that's going to hold everything as well as have a awesome Warhammer 40K flair. As you guys know, I'm going to be going in my Grey Knights cosplay, so I needed something on the days that I'm not going to be going there to dress up and to walk around comfortably, and I need something to carry my stuff in. So this is the perfect one. So now it is my duty to show you why this is awesome, why you guys need it as part of your collection. So let's go over to the review stand and let's check it out. Let's go! Alright guys, we're back over at the review stand, so we're going to take a closer look at this Cadia, essentially the shock troops rucksack, and we can see here, we can see the pin down pins. These are nice brass pins on these massive large pockets in the front. The top portions of this are leather, the bottom portions, a lot of this is a canvas, so it's a canvas and a fine grain leather that's a portion of this entire pack. As we flip it over the back, you're going to see the majority of back here, a couple of the straps, everything is really canvas, but it's a nice solid canvas. It's nice and smooth, and it's really made well. Looking at the pack, I did not find any imperfections to it, so it's quite nice, and it's going to be able to hold and not rip apart. Especially, I mean, this is a $150 item, so you're going to want quality out of your your backpack. The one thing I did notice is because it is canvas on here, especially on the arm strands or the armbands that go around you, it is very smooth, so you're not going to be able to get any kind of Velcro patches or anything on that. In the middle there, we have the Cadian, essentially the laurels and the skull of the Imperium, so a nice touch there. On the side, each you have the nice pockets. I know in some of the pictures they showed like umbrellas, but you can really stick anything long in there. And there's also a leather strap that's going to hold if you're going to have an umbrella or anything sticking out from there. So now looking at the front of the pack, you can see it looks really nice. We're now going to start getting into adding the pins that they added to this. I also purchased a bolter round, which is a keychain onto this, which looks really nice. The details on it are great. Then we got the Inquisition Rosetta, which I added onto this, and here's an Inquisition patch because I'm going to be bringing this to Comic-Con, and I'm going to essentially be a Kasrkin Imperial agent. So this is going to be part of that second day cosplay that I'm going to do, because I do enjoy what I'm going to be wearing with the Grey Knights cosplay, the huge Space Marine, but walking around in that is going to be quite cumbersome. So 4 days of it, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Now we're getting to the top of the rucksack where it opens up. Has a really nice high quality zipper. I had no problems opening and closing this multiple times because I know when I go to Comic-Con and I start throwing stuff in here, I don't want this zipper to break. Now we're going to start moving to the top of it. We're going to roll down this rucksack. And again, this is all canvas on the top of here, so it's going to be a very pliable material. You're going to be able to get it nice and tight and have a great overall look to it, great silhouette. And then it's going to go through, these are another portion of the leather that's on this pack, which is quite nice. Then it's going to go through these brass straps or holders in there, and then it's going to go into these pins on the portion where the leather is going to go into. One thing I will say is the leather is great, but because it hasn't been stretched out, it's going to take a little bit of time to get the portions attached to those pin downs on the top of there. So what I would recommend doing is getting a very nice either sharp scissors or sharp knife and helping the pre-cuts. So there are a couple of pre-cuts on the holes to allow the portions of the pins to pop through, and the pins actually hold it in place really great. Now we're going to move over to a fast forward of the action here, because I'm going to start adding the pins to the portions of the rest of this pack. So we're going to start with the Inquisition, or the Imperial, sorry, the Imperial skull and the wings. And then this is just going to be standard pins. You're going to push it through. Again, because this is a very fine, thick leather, you're going to have to go very slowly. I went a little bit too fast when I originally was getting this on. I don't show it here, but I bent one of the pin sides. Thank goodness I didn't break it. I was able to bend it back and push it through. You're going to want to help it through very slowly. Do not make the same mistake I did. Just help it through. Even if you want, take a very fine pin and pre-pin the holes so it's much easier to get through. So now we have the bolt around. It has a great definition on here. You can see the Imperial symbol. This is a keychain, so it's going to attach to there. It feels pretty solid, the chain that's attached, so I don't think I'm going to have to worry about it falling off. All right, now we're getting to the Inquisition Rosetta. This is an awesome piece. I'm very happy that I got this. It's going to help complete that cosplay. I'm just going to attach this to the leather strap. Again, take your time. These are very thick leather pieces that you're trying to push these pins through. If you want to help them to make some holes, that's a great idea as well. I wish I would have done that. And then we have this, which is the Inquisition Velcro patch that I picked up, but unfortunately, because it's all canvas and nice and smooth with the leather, there's nowhere to put this. So what I'm probably gonna have to do is just sew in some Velcro onto the pack, either onto the strap. Probably not a great idea on those straps, but onto either the pockets, or we're going to flip it over to the other side here in a second. You'll see on the front side, I can probably attach it maybe to one of the straps that go over your shoulders. Maybe that's where I'm gonna I'll just sew in some Velcro there, so I'll be able to stick some patches. All right, guys, let's get into some of the dimensions on this pack. So height on this is going to be 16.5 inches. Width is 23.5. Depth is going to be 13.4, which is important because you're going to want as much depth on this as you can, especially for what I'm going to be using for a Comic-Con. Weight on this is about 2.4 pounds. Material, again, like we were saying before, it's full grain leather and canvas, and it also has vegetable dyes as far as like the Cadian symbol that you see there. But again, all souped up. This looks awesome. I'm super happy with this. Again, I need to add some Velcro to it so I can throw my Wraith Purity seals on here. And I think it's going to be an awesome complement to my Kasrkin Inquisition Agent cosplay the second day of Comic-Con. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be able to hold everything that I need in here as well. All right, guys. So as usual, if you guys like this content, please like and subscribe. All right, guys. I'm Wraith. I'm out. Later, guys.